All right, Cholo Trucker, los tres chingones boxing. Shout outs to all the chingones y chingonas out there. So, the other day I was watching The Last Stand with Brian Custer. I do like Brian Custer. I do like his podcast, The Last Stand. I like his interviews, but I'm gonna say I don't watch every single episode of his podcast. However, I do recommend it. You guys go check him out, man. You can find it on YouTube, The Last Stand with Brian Custer. It's pretty good. So I do like the work he does on there. So anyway, man, he had the one, the only Keith one time Thurman on there, right? And what was crazy is I was like, well, why is he having Keith one time Thurman on there, Holmes? Is he gonna talk about him not getting the fight with Spence or whatever it may be, you know? So it did kind of interest me. I'm like, well, let's hear what Keith one time has to say. Because in all reality, look, Holmes, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I was a fan of Keith Thurman. Back when he was doing his thing, when he was active, when he was actually fighting, getting in the ring and doing his thing, I was a fan of his. I never thought that he was the greatest, or I never thought that, hey, man, this guy's going to be, top dog. But I did like watching him fight, man. And he did put in some pretty good fights, some good work. So I tapped in, homie, and I want to see what this was going to be all about. And he actually broke a little bit of news. He said he's stepping back into the ring. Obviously, he talked about him trying to get in there with Errol Spence, and that wasn't working out, and that he got pushed to the side. Look, Holmes, in all honesty, I don't know why Errol Spence would step into the ring with this fool, because this dude hasn't really done much. But hey, whatever, Holmes. We're getting the Crawford and Spence fight. That's the one we want to see. However, he said he's got a fight lined up and that he's stepping into the ring in August against none other than Yordanis Ugas. Everybody say what you will. I think this is a good fight. Both of these dudes are somewhat inactive. I get it, but I am interested in this fight, Holmes. Both of these guys are, finger quotes, past their prime, right? I think this is a pretty damn good fight, a good matchup. And I do want to watch this fight. Mario Barrios was the last one to step into the ring with Keith Thurman. And Keith Thurman won that fight. The fight before that was against Manny Pacquiao. The thing about Keith Thurman is when he fought Manny Pacquiao, he lost that fight. That was back in 2019, and he didn't get back into the ring till what, last year, I believe it was, like February of last year, 2022, against Mario Barrios. And that wasn't that much of a impressive performance by Keith Thurman. Errol Spence was the last one to step into the ring against your Dennis Ugas. And before that, Ugas fought Manny Pacquiao. The crazy thing here is that both of these guys have one fight after they fought Manny Pacquiao. Ugas stepping into the ring with Errol Spence Jr., Thurman stepping into the ring against Mario Barrios. Ugas has been a little bit more active, but that's not really saying too much because the Manny Pacquiao fight for Ugas was back in 2021, and the Errol Spence Jr. fight was in, I believe, like March or April of 2022, and he lost that fight. So he's coming off of a loss, where Keith Thurman is coming off of a win against Mario Barrios, which I don't really know how much that's saying, and it was the beginning of last year. So while Ugas has been more active, it's not saying too much because he hasn't been that active, man. But look, regardless of anything, I'm telling you guys, man, I am interested in this fight. I do want to watch this fight. The only problem, here's the biggest problem with this fight for me, because I do want to watch this fight. But the biggest problem for me between Keith Thurman and your Dennis Ugas is that I truly believe they're going to sell this sucker as pay-per-view. Damn it, do not do this as pay-per-view. That would be the only problem with this fight. Are both of these guys past their prime? Yes. Are both of these guys washed up? Yes. but it makes for a damn good fight. They reach each other's level. I do want to watch this. I don't think either one of these guys can step back into the ring at 147 and become the guy. But they do meet each other's level, and I do want to watch this fight. However, I know they're going to sell this sucker as pay-per-view, which kind of kills the whole thing. What do you guys make about Keith Thurman versus Ugas? I think it's a good fight. Cholo Trucker, los tres chingones boxing. I'll catch you guys on the next one.